Hello and welcome to the 78th tutorial in the Cocos2d-JS version 3 series. In this part we're going to be looking at the UIRichText element. We'll be using the source code from the 7th tutorial. If you don't have it, don't worry, there'll be a link in the description. Cocos2d-JS provides us with a UI extension which contains loads of UI elements enabling us to create great menus, HUDs, etc. In this tutorial, we will look at the UIRichText element. The UIRichText element allows you to create subtext items with their own properties and add them to the UIRichText like parent element. But before we can code any sort of UI element, we need to add the extension module into our project. It's really simple. We open up a project folder, go to project.json, any text editor will be fine. And then this line here that says modules, after Cocos2d, you want to put a comma, put quotations, and then in here you want to put extensions. Make sure it's spelled correctly, looks okay, and that's it. That's all you need to do to include extensions into your code. So now what we're going to do is open up the app.js in which we're going to code our UIRichText and its items. So let's just comment at the sprite. So we're going to do var rich text equals new ccui.rich text, not text, text, rich text dot ignore content adapt with size, put false for this, and now what we're going to do is rich text dot width equals 120, rich text dot height equals 100, and now what we're going to do is create the actual items itself. And to do that, we're going to do var re1 equals new not minus, equals new ccui.rich element text, and in here it's going to take a few parameters. The first parameter we're just going to put is 1, aka which element it is, so I'm going to put 1. Now what we're going to do is specify the color, so I'm going to put cc.color.white. The next thing we're going to specify is 255. Then we are going to specify what we want it to say. I'm going to put this color is white. Now you can specify the font. I'm just going to use the built-in font Helvetica. I believe that I've pronounced that correctly. And finally we're just going to specify the font size, so I'm going to put 10. And now what I'm going to do is just copy and paste these. Yeah, I'll add one more. So I'm going to change this to a 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Change it accordingly here as well. 4, 5 and 6. And I'm going to change the colors as well. Change this one to a yellow. Change this to a blue. This to green. This to red. This to orange. And I'm going to change this text now. We're going to put, and this is yellow. Now what we're going to put for this one is, this one is blue, and this is green. Now I'm going to say this is red. You can put whatever you want, this is just to demonstrate. And then this I'm going to say well done at the end. And now what we're going to do is add these elements to our rich text, and to do that we do rich text dot push back element, and in here we specify re1. We can just copy and paste it to save time. Now change these numbers so they go up to 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now what we're going to do is just set the position for the rich text. So we're going to do rich text dot x equals size dot width divided by 2. Rich text dot y equals size dot height divided by 2. And finally, all we need to do is just add the other child. So this dot add child rich text. Save it. Should be all good. Now let's open up terminal. cd to our project directory. Run the Cocos command. Yep. Let's go. Okay, yeah, we have it working and it looks great. Let's just check the console just in case there's any errors, but there shouldn't be. Yep, it looks all good. So we got this color is white and this is yellow. This one is blue and this is green. This is well red and well done at the end. So as you can see, this is what it allowed you to do. It allowed you to have its own styling for each individual item. So if we just go back to app.js and change this to, no, I'm going to change this one to 25. Go back, refresh, and as you can see, we've just changed the size of the green text because that's what we affected here, and this is green, to 25, and it's become really, really big. This is a pretty cool thing. Instead of having separate items, you can just contain it within one, and it allows you to manipulate it. So for example, if you want to move it, you can just move all of it without having to move every single item, which is great. And then you can just keep adding more items as you need to, and then just manipulate the one rich text element here. A few extra tasks for you to do. Check out the other function offered by UIRichText element. Check out what happens when you set ignore content, adapt with size to true. Experiment with different fonts and font sizes for the subtext item, and mess around with these parameters. That's the best way you're going to learn. Just go crazy and see what happens. If it breaks, then it breaks, and then you just got to try and fix it. If you have any questions, feel free to message us at support@sonarsystems.co.uk. The email will be in the description. You can comment on this video or just directly message us via YouTube, or the required link for source code will also be in the description. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.